too obvious because obviously it's ranged a bit. So you might be thinking, well, why did you get involved with this kind of trade? So I'm just going to break it down because looking at 4 hour, what could you have said? Really, not much. I am kind of looking for shorts from in here. That would be my goal. So, oh, that's 1 hour, sorry. So, yeah, looking at the 4 hour, it was just very messy. It was just very messy. And there's not really you can do, not really you can see in there, no clear direction. Obviously, we tapped into this big supply here, so kind of assuming price is just going to keep going down. So I come to the 15-minute this morning. We've had a 22 pip Asian range, so good chance it could get double swept. Like I know yesterday wasn't a big range, was a big range, so I had good ideas it wasn't going to get swept and cashed out a little bit. But overall, my bias is probably still short for this week, coming from that supply. We have kind of got supply in control here. Just like messing around, but we had this break this morning, which was caused by this up here. So we tapped into this, and I'm now looking for shorts. To be fair, I'm going to wait for a model to happen in here, and if the model happens, I will take it. If the model happens, I will take this. What's happened there? Covered that imbalance as well. So if I get a model coming from here, I'll take it. But my overall reasoning for this trade, because you might think, well, why would you long? I wanted it to reach here anyway, so I was kind of looking for it to go here. In the first hour of the day, if we have a low formed first, there's a good chance the high will break first. So with me knowing that, I'm thinking, okay, well, it's gone past 9 o'clock because it's been the first hour of the day. This is what this indicator is. So the first hour of the day, the low's formed. Looking at this to get broken, I thought, does it make sense for that to get broken? Well, it does because there's a supply zone that I'm looking to short from there. I'm like, right, okay, that's one confluence. And then another confluence, what happened? We had this supply zone here, which then took this, made this breaker structure. That was this supply zone here. And it's come back, come into this, come back and failed to take that. And then it's come back up, had a reaction, and then the reaction's failed. The supply has not failed. So that's why it gets a bit tricky, because the supply hasn't failed, but the reaction's failed. We had a reaction, then that's failed. So that made me think that we're an extra confluence, thinking, okay, well, wanting that to break, and it hasn't yet. It's started to come back down. So I thought, well, this is another demand zone, and this is why trading does get a bit tricky, because you want to see breaks, but for me, that's now a flip. It's now a flip because it's took that, and it's not really taking liquidity, but it's a chain. This has taken liquidity, and it's part of a chain. So the flip's not taking liquidity, but the chain has. I mean, you took a lot of this out, and it started to chain up. So my idea was basically just to get in here, entry as soon as it came into that, and target this high up here, and then maybe start to look to get short from here. So that's basically my plan for today. Yeah, hope that made sense, because I know looking at it, you'd have been, a lot of you might have been thinking, well, it's just raining, it's just not doing anything. But when you look at the finer details, supply broke that, supply failed to break this, had the reaction failed. That's a big thing. The reaction failing and then coming into it with the added confluence that I know most of the time when the low is formed in the first hour of London, the opposite side gets broken. And small Asian pip range means good chance both sides could get swept. So we'll have to see what happens within here. Nothing's really happening at the minute. It could just bang a short on there. There's no really like demand zone to trade from. So what I'd probably want to look for now, that's a demand. So I'd want to see it come down here, reaction, failure, come back into that. So I want to see like a reaction, failure of that supply, come into there, enter that, could cover that high because I'm very wary. And then if I'm going off the basis, it's going to be a short week. I could just keep going down. I could just cover that and get myself another 2R. Got 3R there, 2R here, 5R day. So we'll see how it goes. Let's see if I do call it as I thought it would happen. But yeah, hopefully that makes sense for you. Hopefully that makes sense how I broke it down. Like I say, failure of the reaction, demand chain, chaining up, could point to enter from. Bit of an imbalance below here. That imbalance got filled into that. Bit of liquidity resting just above the zone, and you've got also your imbalance. So a lot of confluences for me today that made me want to take this trade. And yeah, just wait for developments up here. It wouldn't surprise me if that does get swept. If the Asian Rangers get swept and it comes into here, because we could I argue this is a flip? I don't think we can actually. But it's not been properly tapped into. It's not been properly tapped into really. I've just marked that candle, but you could have marked the imbalance. Kind of see want this imbalance to get tapped into. So this could keep coming up, tap into this imbalance, and then there we go. But yeah, hope that made sense. Any questions about it, or if you took any similar trades, get them posted in the group, and yeah, we'll go over them together. Not done that for a while. I did like enjoy doing it, so get some in, get some trades. We'll get some trades reviewed because that's how we learn together. Right, oh then, I will see you all later. Enjoy the rest of your day.